Antoninus Pius, born Marcus Aurelius Antoninus in 86 CE, and reigning as emperor from 138 CE to 161 CE, was the 15th emperor of the Roman Empire, known for his peaceful reign, relative prosperity, and stability. His rule was marked by the consolidation of the empire, the strengthening of legal institutions, and a focus on cultural and administrative reforms. Antonius Pius's reign is often seen as one of the golden periods in Roman history, succeeding the turbulent years of Hadrian's reign. Antonius Pius was born into a distinguished Roman family, the gens Aurelia, in Lanuvium, now part of modern Lazio, Italy. He was well educated and came from a noble background, being the son of Titus Aurelius Fulvus, a Roman consul, and his wife Arria Fidia. His early career was marked by his service in various public offices, including the quaestorship and praetorship, and his appointment as consul in 120 CE. Through his marriage to Annia Galeria Faustina, the daughter of the powerful Roman senator and consul Marcus Annius Verus, Antonius Pius was connected to several influential families, which helped shape his future. Antonius's career began in earnest under Emperor Hadrian. He was made a close advisor to Hadrian, gaining the emperor's trust and rising through the ranks. Hadrian eventually adopted him as his heir with the promise of an orderly succession. Antonius Pius's appointment as emperor followed the death of Hadrian in 138 CE. Upon becoming emperor, Antonius Pius focused on maintaining the policies of his predecessor, Hadrian, particularly his emphasis on stability, peace, and the welfare of the Roman Empire. Unlike some of his predecessors and successors, Antonius Pius did not engage in large-scale military campaigns, which contributed to the relatively peaceful nature of his reign. The period is often considered one of the most peaceful in Roman history, characterized by low levels of military conflict and internal stability. One of the defining features of Antonius Pius's reign was the maintenance of security along the empire's borders. The empire's frontiers were secure, and while Antonius conducted some military actions, these were generally minor and aimed at stabilizing regions rather than expanding the empire. In Britain, the northern frontier was reinforced, and Antonius Pius authorized the construction of the Antonine Wall, a defensive structure extending across what is now Scotland to protect Roman holdings in Britain from the barbarian tribes of the north. In the east, Antonius Pius was involved in the continuation of Roman policies of consolidation rather than conquest. His reign saw a peaceful relationship with the Parthian Empire, which had previously been a source of tension and conflict under Trajan and Hadrian. Antonius Pius avoided direct conflict with the Parthians, which contributed to the stability in the eastern provinces. Similarly, in the provinces of Gaul and Hispania, the peace maintained during his reign allowed for economic and cultural development. Antonius Pius is also remembered for his reforms in Roman law and administration. His reign saw the codification and refinement of legal principles that would have a lasting impact on the empire's judicial system. He is credited with enhancing the role of Roman law in the governance of the empire, and his approach emphasized fairness and justice. Antonius's reforms are seen as the consolidation and extension of Hadrian's work on legal matters, with a particular focus on protecting the rights of citizens and ensuring that legal processes were more transparent and accessible. He was also active in the realm of urban planning and infrastructure development, particularly in Rome. Antonius Pius oversaw the construction of new buildings, aqueducts, and public works, as well as the restoration of older structures, contributing to the city's grandeur. His reign also saw efforts to promote education and the arts, with many leading scholars and artists flourishing under his patronage. One of the most notable aspects of Antonius Pius's reign was his family life and his efforts to ensure a stable succession. He had 2 children, a son, Marcus Aurelius, who would later become emperor, and a daughter, Faustina the Younger. It was through his adoption of Marcus Aurelius as his heir, along with Lucius Verus, his wife Faustina's son from a previous marriage, that Antoninus Pius ensured a smooth transition after his death. The relationship between Antonius and his adopted son Marcus Aurelius was one of deep mutual respect and affection, and Marcus Aurelius would go on to become one of the most famous and revered emperors in Roman history. Antonius's careful planning for the succession demonstrated his desire to ensure the continued stability of the empire, a legacy that was carried on by his son and co-emperor Marcus Aurelius. Antoninus Pius died in 161 CE, having ruled for 23 years, making him one of the longest reigning emperors of the Roman Empire. Upon his death, he was deified by the Senate, a common practice for deceased emperors, and his legacy was solidified through the stability and prosperity that marked his reign. Antoninus Pius's reign is often considered a high point in the history of the Roman Empire. His policies of stability, his relatively peaceful foreign policy, and his focus on justice and legal reform were significant factors in maintaining the empire's cohesion during his time in power. The era of peace he fostered is sometimes referred to as part of the Pax Romana, Roman peace, a period in which the empire experienced little internal strife and widespread prosperity. His reign was also notable for the lack of major military conquests, which contrasted with the expansionist policies of previous emperors like Trajan. Antonius Pius focused instead on consolidating Roman power within the established borders, strengthening the empire's infrastructure, and maintaining harmonious relationships with neighboring civilizations. In addition to his administrative and military accomplishments, Antonius Pius was known for his personal qualities, including his integrity, patience, and commitment to his duties as emperor. He was viewed as a ruler who avoided the excesses and cruelty often associated with absolute power, and his reign is remembered for the dignified and efficient way he governed the vast Roman Empire. In sum, Antonius Pius's reign was characterized by relative peace, legal reforms, and stability, making it one of the most successful periods of Roman history. While his rule did not feature the military conquests that defined the reigns of some of his predecessors, his emphasis on governance, infrastructure, and the welfare of his citizens left an indelible mark on the empire. His long and largely peaceful rule is a testament to his skills as a leader, and his legacy was carried forward by his adopted son, Marcus Aurelius, who would eventually face the challenges of leading the empire during a more turbulent period. Antonius Pius remains one of the most respected emperors in Roman history, often remembered as a model of virtuous and effective leadership during the height of the Roman Empire's power and influence. His reign is an exemplar of the balance between military strength, administrative competence, and benevolent rule, which contributed to the enduring legacy of Rome as one of history's most remarkable civilizations.